Let me ask you a question. What is dyspraxia? By the way, welcome to Visual Knowledge. Now I'm operating under the premise that society would struggle to answer this question. Now to begin to formulate an answer, let's open up with a one-sentence definition. So from this perspective, we can see dyspraxia as a developmental coordination disorder that affects fine and/or gross motor coordination issues, and this has an effect on adults and it also has an effect on children. So to me, that does not tell me much. So let's continue with this road and bring dyspraxia to life. So we're going to define some characteristics of dyspraxia. So first is gross motor skills. This means someone with dyspraxia can have issues riding a bike. There could also be a tendency to bump into things. Now the second characteristic is fine motor skills. Now these are activities involving hands and fingers. So people with dyspraxia may have issues using a knife and fork while eating. So to give an example, John is having difficulties playing the piano because his dyspraxia is affecting his fine motor skills. Now the third and fourth characteristics affected by dyspraxia is language and eye movements. With regards to language, it can affect comprehension and delivery of words. So Tom understands economics, but he struggles to articulate it, and this is because his issues with language is associated with his dyspraxia. And eye movements is an overlooked issue. For example, when you read a book, your eyes are constantly moving across the text. So issues with eye movements will hinder someone's reading speed. So case in point, Sally's reading is affected because her dyspraxia is affecting her eye movements. Now the fifth and sixth characteristics are perception and learning. In simple terms, with regards to perception, John wears sunglasses all the time because he is sensitive to light, even indoors. And Sally is on a final written warning because she is struggling to follow instructions in work. Her dyspraxia means she has a different method of learning that her employer doesn't understand. This is frustrating because if they did understand Sally's dyspraxia, she would have a greater chance of retaining her employment. Now dyspraxia can impact behavior, but the last characteristic I wish to mention is memory. In simple terms, memory is how we store and remember information. So Jack can't access his email account because he can't remember his password, and this issue again is associated with his dyspraxia. So in the end, we have constructed the following. Dyspraxia is a condition that can affect gross motor skills, fine motor skills, language, eye movements, perception, learning, behavior, and memory. So to me, dyspraxia is a Rubik's Cube. Now hear me out. A Rubik's Cube is complex because aligning the various colors of the Rubik's Cube is difficult, and it appears that it is similarly difficult to align all the characteristics of dyspraxia. So staying with this metaphor, hopefully we have started to put this Rubik's Cube called dyspraxia together.